In today's video, we'll be talking about GhostMixer, the tool that lets you start fresh on the blockchain. Now, as we all know, the GOMIX token sits at the heart of three very useful tools: GhostBridge, GhostSwap, and GhostMixer. Today we'll be focusing on GhostMixer. But first, to get an idea of what GhostMixer is trying to do, we must first understand the problem it's trying to solve. What most people don't know is that public blockchains like Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and Polkadot have one thing in common, and that is that they're public blockchains with no built-in privacy option. And if we use a block explorer, so here we have the Ethereum block explorer Ethscan, we can see that for every transaction there is a from and to address, meaning that for any given wallet, with enough time and effort, you can create a map of the entire transactional history of that wallet. Now, who might want to invest that much time and effort into creating a map of all the transactions of a wallet, you might ask? Well, that could be pretty much anyone. It could be centralized exchanges who want to gain more insights on particular users. It could be bridge operators who have become more and more powerful as we move towards cross-chain solutions. Of course, hackers might want to perform dust attacks on particular wallets. We might even have stalkers who try to identify or dox, as we would say, particular wallets of interest. Law enforcement, for whatever reason, might want to track down certain wallet holders. But more importantly, anyone might have access to the block explorer and could perform this sort of mapping of transactions, which is, of course, a really serious issue. Because if you really think about it, if Wallet 1 sends Wallet 2 an asset, everyone will know that that asset originated from Wallet 1. And it is this eternal connection between Wallet 1 and Wallet 2 that is termed as an on-chain link. They are forever bound by this transaction. And it is this on-chain link property that prevents blockchain, or these particular blockchains rather, from being anonymous. They're pseudonymous, which is subpar from the privacy perspective. But it gets even worse, because we've all done KYC for whatever reason, and many of the holders of these KYCs, such as centralized exchanges, have the ability to not only track the transactional history of a particular wallet, but in some instances also link that wallet back to a real-world identity, meaning that both your identity and your transactions are fully exposed, which is quite dangerous. Now, for a blockchain that's been around for quite some time, like Ethereum, it has a very large community and a very large group of devs that have been trying to find solutions, and a number of solutions have been put forward. But for newer smart chains like Binance Smart Chain and Polkadot, well, they run the risk of really becoming more and more centralized and monitored. So this is where a number of solutions have come forward, and chief among them have been crypto mixers. Now, tumblers and then subsequently mixers were services that emerged to help obfuscate or hide, or even in some cases completely remove the link between assets and wallet addresses. And the earliest examples that we all saw were on Bitcoin, or on the BTC chain, where tumblers were employed. Basically, these were third-party entities where you could send your BTC, and they would scatter the asset across a number of wallets, basically pushing random sums of money into many different transactions in many different wallets, making it annoying to have to track down every single penny and create this transactional map. And while it was tedious to do so, it is actually possible to trace these hidden funds. So as a response to that, mixers have emerged, and they used a more evolved approach and additional cryptographic methods to hide the transaction and the link between the wallets and the assets. Because here's the thing, why would anyone even want to use a mixer? Well, if you think about it, Wallet 1 and Wallet 2 are bound by an on-chain link. And what a mixer tries to do is try to prevent that link from being formed. It tries to break it. And who would really benefit from that link being broken? Well, is primarily the owner of those wallets, both wallet 1 and wallet 2, if it is different people or if it's the same person. And it provides them protection from people who are wallet watchers, people who are trying to copy trades, if they're trying to copy particular influencers or particular traders who would much rather have their privacy. Hackers, of course, have been known to use dust attacks to target particular wallets, and if you try to move your assets, it will just target the new wallet again. And centralized authorities obviously can track your wallet, and when you break this chain, suddenly it's a dead end. And this is where GhostMixer comes in to innovate. Now, GhostMixer leverages the fact that smart contracts can be used as a trustless entity to not only host, but also distribute funds. So if you think of a pool being managed by a smart contract, this pool will accumulate funds. In this example, we're using BNB, the native token of the Binance Smart Chain. And a wallet that chooses to create a new identity can deposit a certain sum of BNB, in this case 10, and leave their BNB inside the pool. Now, the key advantage here is that all of these native tokens are what we term fungible tokens. Now, you may have heard of NFTs, non-fungible tokens, in that every single token is a unique snowflake. Well, this is the opposite. Every individual BNB or ETH or Polkadot token are indistinguishable from each other. You cannot tell from a single token where it came from. They're all meant to be indistinguishable, just like a dollar bill. Whether it's from my wallet or yours, a dollar bill is a dollar bill. So you would leave these assets inside the pool, and as others continue to deposit and time continues to progress, suddenly it's not possible to know which money came in and went to which wallet because it's mixed with so many different transactions. And using cryptography, in this case ZK snarks, you could choose to initiate a withdrawal procedure, either partly into a single wallet, so you choose to take out sums at a time, in this case 1 BNB into a brand new wallet, or you could do it en masse to multiple wallets at the same time, and these are all new identities. The important thing here is that you really give the protocol time to accumulate transactions and hide your transactional history among a huge flurry of incoming and outgoing transactions. And when this new identity that you've made is examined externally, they will notice three things. One, for this new wallet, its very first transaction came from a smart contract that many wallets contributed to. There's no way to tell where the BNB that came into that wallet originated from. It could be from anywhere. Two, this new wallet has no prior history of transactions. And as a result, three, there is no apparent link that can be seen between wallet 1 and wallet 2. And of course, there are mistakes that are made that allow examiners to link the two wallets, but this doesn't stem from an error in the protocol, but rather poor practices. And we'll make a new video very soon on the best practices on how best to protect your identity and preserve your privacy with this tool. But some good starting points is that you really need to give time between your deposit and your withdrawal, because as time passes, more and more transactions come in and out, further hiding and obfuscating your particular transaction. Time here is your friend. But one thing you'll also notice is that the amounts that you can send are fixed on a scale, and that's also to enhance privacy. So what you see here in this screenshot is you can either send 100 BNB or 10 BNB or 1 BNB or 0.1 BNB at a time. So you have these categories instead of a free continuous number that you can put in. Like, you cannot send 1.3 BNB because that's a very identifiable number. But if everyone is forced to use these classes, suddenly you are put into what is termed an anonymity set, meaning a cluster of transactions of that particular value that came in and out. And the more transactions in your anonymity set, in your scale of deposit or withdrawal, the more secure you are, the better protected you are. And again, that goes back into the topic of time. We'll dive into this, of course, in a later video on the best practices on how best to maintain your privacy. Now, the GhostMixer function is all well and good, but how do GOMIX token holders benefit from this? Well, the role of GOMIX in GhostMixer is twofold. You first of all have the governance aspect, where GOMIX holders can vote or create proposals to change many different aspects of GhostMixer, chief among them, of course, the fees that are charged. But in addition to governance, there's also the revenue sharing aspect, where, as you can see, there are three tools here, GhostSwap, GhostBridge, and GhostMixers, all of which accrue fees. And these fees are put together, and they're 100% paid back to the GOMIX holders, depending on which chain they're running. So if they're running on the Binance Smart Chain, the revenue sharing is in BNB, and if it's on the Polkadot chain, well, then the revenues are in the DOT token. And this all goes back to the token holders. So they have a vested interest in maintaining the privacy of the GhostMixer function as chief beneficiaries. Now, in summary, public blockchains aren't private by design. Third parties can track your transaction history and in certain cases may even expose your identity, and this puts you at risk. GhostMixer innovates by using ZK-SNARK and other cryptography techniques to break the on-chain link between the recipient address and the assets it receives. And last but not least, revenue from the fees earned by GhostMixers will be 100% distributed to GOMIX holders. Now, I hope that this video has given you a very good overview on the GhostMixer tool.